But then they put that different cheese, and then they put another one that put a different cheese.
Did you ever think you'd be cooking a vegetarian feast?
No, I didn't think I'd ever be eating eggplant because I had made up my mind I didn't like it.
I saw at Trader Joe's they were $1.39 each.
Oh. good. They're good. Yeah, I think I'll make them a part of my menu. When you get tired of chicken and pork.
Have you seen that commercial for the Kentucky Fried Chicken thing? The Double Down?
Mm.
You didn't see it?
Mm-mm.
Instead of bread, it's 2 pieces of chicken. Would you eat that?
No. I don't see it.
There's 2 pieces of chicken instead of bread.
I know.
With bacon and cheese inside.
What are they trying to prove? Not to eat bread or just something different?
I don't know. Maybe try to be as gross as possible.
Just another gimmick. You see, I like it. I don't like that.
So what does Michelle want me to get her? What does Michelle want you to buy for her?
No, just a blanket for the baby and some burping pads. But it's just, when she came to Miami, she said she couldn't go shopping because she got sick. And yeah, I told you Gabby wants some, I don't know what they'll call those shaving things.
Oh, Danny.
Huh?
Danny does.
Yeah, but then Gabby said that she wanted some too. But they're not any good. I rubbed myself, rubbed it till nothing came out. Well, she'll find out.
They like to be ahead of their friends.
But she was telling me last night that her friends, her intimate friends, Orienta, Oraska, whatever's the name, Orienta, no, something like that. Her 2 daughters are her best friends. One of them is Danny's age. Well, now they're talking about going to high school in Miami. She's not happy about that. She says they have to make more friends. And of course, Michelle lets her go any place they want with her because Orieta is very vigilant. She's very careful with the daughters. Mm. But it would be the best thing to send them out. But I don't think it's a good idea to go away from their family because they get into bad company and all that. Not unless the Orietta would go with them because they used to have an apartment. I think they got rid of it.
I don't even have a dress for the wedding.
Well, I'm sure you have a lot of nice clothes.
What was that story you told me about what's it called? In La Habra about when the whole neighborhood got diarrhea. Maybe that'll happen.
What do you want to...
What was the story when the whole neighborhood got diarrhea from someone's wedding?
Oh, it's a barrio. Yeah, bro. It was just like a big, it's a very intimate, segregated barrio. You hardly ever saw any gringos in that. So any time they had a wedding, everybody was invited. And the ladies used to go help and all that. And I think that the chicken, you boil a chicken and it goes bad right away. And so they must have left it too long and it got spoiled. I think that's what it was, and everybody got sick. Everybody. We went the day before 4th of July, and then we went to Long Beach to the Pike. Everybody was running around looking for the bathroom.
Who did you go to the Pike with, your whole family?
No, with my friends. I don't remember who drove, but it could have been me, nobody else. I don't know, but all the gang used to go to Long Beach. That was a thing to do.
So the whole gang was looking for
They used to have a couple of ballrooms there. Well, for 4th of July, we didn't go to a dance. I was just once in that ballroom.
I wonder if that wedding worked out, or if the marriage worked out. If that was a bad omen.
Who's?
The one that everyone got sick.
Oh, heck yeah, they're still married.
Who was it?
Oh, it's one Mary Gomez. She's my brother's age, and she's still alive. Maybe she's a little bit younger, but she was one of the older ones. Would you give me a little bit of macaroni? Just on top, a little bit, about a spoonful.
So who got the blame?
Well, I don't think anybody blamed anybody. We all knew what it was.
Did you guys laugh about it?
Probably. If we had ever remembered, because a lot of us worked in the same place in a packing house.
Oh, what was it? That was what is it? Your boss, Mr. Pockets?
Mm-hmm. Were you ever in the Pike?
No.
Mm-hmm. It had a lot of amusement places, and it was always very crowded. And they had a roller coaster and a small roller coaster, a lot of amusement.
What did you used to call your boss? You told me Mr. High Pockets.
High Pockets. He was the manager. Our forelady was the funniest lady. She was the nicest. Mrs. Lee, Mrs. Lee. She used to take us. She'd stop by and she'd give us a ride. And she had a brand new little red Ford, and we'd laugh at her because she was an older lady. We were all young girls. She'd start out and we'd go to Whittier, all in the same gear.
Oh.
First gear, she forget to. Yeah, but she was the nicest person. There were a lot of other white ladies. We were all a big family in that, but she was just a very nice lady. She didn't have a prejudice in her bone. We hardly earned anything, but we had a good time in the packing place. And then it was during the war, and all these Mexican, good-looking Mexicans came from Mexico. It was not that like the ones you see now. They used to bring the cream of the crop when they first started bringing them. Went for the capital, you know, well dressed and all that. Now they bring the workers or the peasants, just the farmers or whatever. But at that time they used to bring them from the city. All the old mates got married. Real looking guys. Ophelia had a couple of boyfriends. They used to come in the night and whistle for her, and she'd go out.
I would think the ones from Jalisco were better than the ones from the FA.
Well, I think there's more of a variety in DC. Not DC,
The FA.
Well, they call it in Spanish DF.
Was that like the time of the Pachucos? The Pachucos?
That was before. Well, it was during the war. Well, I don't know. But that was when I was younger, during the war, because I was 14, 15. No, this is when we were older. But, well, they were still coming. When we worked in a packing house. My friends were, my very good friend, Ralph. He had blue eyes and he always used to wear a hat, wear well dressed, and he was a very good friend of mine. In fact, I was his madrina when he got married. But then later he didn't like Chuck because there were people, my friends, I guess, told him that he wasn't a nice husband. So they told me about it, and I got really, I didn't want to see him anymore. Because I felt bad. Because he was my very good friend. He used to come and visit us and all that. But there's a lot of stories in their life. he was going around with a girl, a Gail, a very pretty girl that was my girlfriend during when we were kids. We used to walk to school to the Wilson School, which was all Mexicans. But that's how young we were. And she was a very pretty Abigail. And then when we were teenagers, she used to go around with Ralph. And then she decided to go become a nun. She went to become a nun. She stayed, let's say 12 years or some years like that. Like say 7 to 12 anyway. In the meantime, Ralph got married to Julieta, and like I say, I was stood up for him. She had a beautiful wedding and all that. And then here comes Abigail. She left the convent, and they hooked up. And I couldn't get rid of Ralph because he'd come to visit just to talk about Abigail. And he was married, and they had a beautiful little girl. And he used to come and bring her from LA. He used to come to La Habra just to see her. He wasn't much in love. But I think she enticed him because he says that when he met her the first time that she came, I think she was living in. She got married, and she was living in San Francisco, and then he came to meet Ralph, and she said, "Oh, she looks so beautiful." He was really in love with her. So later, after years, I met him. He used to come a lot because, he used to say La Habra was his hometown, but actually he was from Mexico and lived in Whittier with they had like barracks for the braceros. And so I met him once, and I walked away. I was very hurt that he would break my friendship over my husband, you know. So